my guy. How you doing?
I'm good.
You know we're recording this on Valentine's.
Oh yeah, by the way.
Imagine, it's a Sunday and it's Valentine's. People are either broke or single.
For those who are
People are either broke.
for those who
or
are broke,
single.
check we understand.
We get it.
We get
You had to do what you had to do. It's perfectly understandable.
But for those who are single,
Well,
Valentine is here. Where's your boyfriend? Well, you are sitting at home watching. Hello and welcome to 1320.
the coolest hangout for single youth and teens. How you doing?
Even for those who are not
Even
single.
for those who are not single, but you know, today it's just for us single people. Surprisingly enough, we're going to be talking. What are we talking about?
We're talking about hurting.
We're talking about hurting. So, if you're like Raf today and Valentine's is just you, yourself, and you, then stay tuned. You're not the only one.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to 1320, the coolest hangout for youth and teens. I am just somebody that's here. My name is Sarah Mudiara.
Oh, and I'm Joseph Rafiki, people.
What did you say your name is?
Okay, my name is Joseph Rafiki. Kwa wale ambao nitambui jina langu ni Yusufu Rafiki.
Thank you for that.
Asante.
So, guys, last week, what did we talk about?
Yes, you at the back.
Yeah, no.
No.
Sorry, you were this close. You were really, really close. Almost got it right. No. Somebody else? Yes, you, ma'am, at the front. No. Still really close. Yes, it had something to do with fear. Somebody. Oh wow! Look at all the hands that are up. Yes, you at the back. Yes, that is exactly what we talked about. From fear to faith, ladies and gentlemen. Please give it up.
After this session, kujia zawadi kwangu.
Give it up for our friend at the back. Good job. Great job. That was very good. So, yes, last week we talked about from fear to faith, and I gave an assignment. Does anybody remember what that assignment was? And did they do the assignment?
Nobody did.
I know, nobody did the assignment. But, in case you're feeling, a little bit bold this coming week, this was the assignment, is to do one thing that scares you a little bit. And we said that could be trying out a new hobby. That could be making friends with somebody that you wanted to make friends with for a while, but you've been like, ooh, I don't know if they like me. It's just going out of your way and doing something that requires a little bit boldness. So if you didn't do that this week, I'm looking at you.
This week you do it, in short. That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Do it
Did you
plus
do it?
plus the one that we are going to give
Did you
today.
do it?
Who?
Did you do
Me?
it?
Did you?
I was the one giving that. Have you ever seen a teacher do homework?
We are co-workers in this.
Have you ever seen a teacher do homework?
Yes.
Where?
How do the teachers know the right answer if they don't do it?
They did homework
No.
years ago. So now they're giving homework to other people. So did you do the homework? You can't ask me if I did the homework and I'm the person that gave the homework.
I did.
What did you do? That was terrible. That was terrible. You're not going to sleep well tonight. Okay, so
Shindwe.
this goes up in my nose. I've laughed so hard. Hold on. Oh my god. No, that's gonna make it worse. Speaking of hurting and being in pain, this week we're
Sarah.
talking about from.
No. This is impossible. I was like a Nick.
That was painful because it has been really. Anyway, this week, speaking of pain, this week we're talking about from hurting to healing. Will I heal from this? Oh my gosh, now everything I smell is. Please move from my eyes.
Now look who's not sleeping, right?
Oh my gosh. Sorry guys. So we're talking about from hurting to healing. And regardless of what Rafiki says, I will be sleeping well tonight because I will have healed. And not everything I smell will smell like pili pili. But anyway, stop it. Oh. Yeah, take it away as I try to regain my breath.
So, from hurting to healing. Question number 1. What is hurting? Okay, I don't know how to do this.
Really?
I don't know how to do this.
Question number 1. What is hurting?
You see, okay, I'm used to this.
Uh-huh.
When a teacher introduces a new topic,
Right.
you define it. There's a definition.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So what is
chemistry. What
hurting?
is chemistry?
What
I'm
is
asking
hurting?
them.
Oh.
So what is hurting?
What hurting, guys?
Type the answer in the comment below. I'll be there to see.
Yeah.
But are you done? Okay, yes. Since you're done, I will tell you something small about hurting. Just to break the ice. To break that, yes. Hurting is a feeling of hurting is a feeling of that.
It's breathing in and just smelling pili pili. You guys are not joking. It's just not a fun experience. I'm just trying to weather through. But imagine having pili pili in your nose. And then every breath you take is just pili pili. That's what I'm going through right now.
Now you
That's
see,
hurting.
now you see that feeling
That's hurting.
where it's painful
Mm-hmm.
and
uncomfortable.
yes, and there's almost nothing you can do about it right like at that moment.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm trying.
That hurts. And well, it could be anything really. It could be, yes, although it's a feeling, it also can be physical in our wait, yeah.
Oh no, hurting is wearing makeup that's not waterproof and then crying.
You see,
It's uncomfortable because you can't necessarily just like wipe, because now if you wipe off all the rest of your makeup.
for those who understand.
It's uncomfortable and it's painful because sometimes, especially if something isn't waterproof, then that means that if it gets into your eyes, guess what's gonna burn? Your eyes. So
And also it's going to hurt your dignity because you took like
that's
30 minutes.
true. That's
30
true.
good minutes and just one tear.
Just one tear or one stream of tears and that's it. It's done.
Or a splash of rain. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. Hurting can be physical, emotional, mental, psychological, and other causes also.
Yeah. And it's pain and discomfort. It's continuous pain and discomfort. Sometimes you feel like you've turned it off. So you're like, you're doing good. And then something happens, which is usually called a trigger. So something happens and then you're like, whoa. Yeah, I still haven't healed from that.
Like in this situation,
Right, like in this situation, I somehow got cassava and pili pili in my nose. And then I thought I was okay. Then I ate a cassava crisp. And then it got stuck in my throat. That is called a trigger. That's what it is. A real life example. Let's see. If you're in a relationship with somebody, I'm not even gonna pretend that there's children, you're teenagers, you've all been in relationships. Most of you have at least. And if you haven't, then you know what it's like because you've seen your friends go through it. But that's besides the point. So you're in a relationship with someone and they don't treat you well. And I'm gonna be very candid, trigger warning. That could be physically, emotionally, psychologically. Like there's abuse that's on all of those lines, yeah? And then you get out of that relationship, you do the thing, you push through, you get out of the relationship, you get better friends if getting better friends is something that will help you. You move out of that school if it's a school you go to with a person. Like you really do your best to distance yourself from them and the situation. And then one day you go out with somebody that you're very interested in, you're very attracted to, and they just do this, and that's like physically, like for example if the person was hitting you or something like that, which I'm so sorry, but if that happened, then somebody just comes and holds you. Like again, this is someone you're attracted to, because a lot of the times triggers are very specific. So this is somebody you're attracted to, and you come and you just, and you freak out. Well, not necessarily like that, but it definitely does make you feel scared. You feel scared, you feel, oh my gosh, and this person was just like guiding you, because if you're a girl, guys do that all the time, where they're trying to like guide you in a particular direction or trying to get you off the side of the road. If it's emotional, you'll be in a fight with somebody, and this could be friends, family, could be anybody, and they say something that they might not mean, or it's something that they might not mean, or it's something that is something you genuinely need to work on, but because that's something that your partner used to throw in your face all the time, yeah, you're so lazy. So then one time your mom is just like, why, you can be so lazy, and they're not even saying it in a hurtful way, they're kind of saying it as a joke, because you joke with your family, yeah, and then you're just like, why would you tell me that? Why? Like, you start getting offended, and it's not because your mom necessarily said something so terrible to you, especially if she was joking. It's not that she said something so terrible, it's that it reminded you of an experience that you had. And so that's what a trigger is. I wanted to explain what a trigger is and how that is different from hurt, but a lot of times a trigger shows that even if you are in the process of healing, you haven't fully healed. And yeah, I'm done talking. Now it's your turn.
But now there is healing. Like, when you're sick, I have to give an example.
Okay.
When you're sick, let's say you have malaria or pneumonia or something. Trust me, those situations are not the best in life at all, especially pneumonia, man. Say, when like you have to spend
Speaking
hours.
from experience.
When you have to spend hours on a hospital bed, the only thing you can do is just look up.
Oh my gosh, I got malaria in Uganda.
And you have like the drip thingy that's going on for like 2 hours every. You can't turn, you can't eat, you can't. Okay, there is like pure pain in blinking. Oh, I had to say blinking, but then pain, but then my mind was already decisive what to say, but it chose not to say that, so I'd say plain. Anyway, that is a way of like experiencing pain, like it hurts. But then over time, because obviously you just can't get pneumonia today, and you
are healed tomorrow.
Not necessarily tomorrow, like in the next 30 minutes you will. Or get malaria. Now this is bad, because you have fever, you have every single thing that you can ever think of that, well, is not good for your health,
not
like
everything.
well-being.
I mean, you're not puking blood.
Okay.
You said everything.
You know the symptoms of malaria.
Okay, you said everything. So I was just like, well, obviously not everything, because you're not paralyzed, you're not puking blood. Like, there's a lot of really terrible things that don't come with malaria. I'm just
now
saying.
Imagine you have malaria, tetanus, and paralysis
Okay,
together.
now see, why did you have to make it that complicated? You could have just left it at most people understand when you say malaria. Now you had to go on and add tetanus and paralysis for some reason. As if people are not going through enough pain just having malaria.
Now you have all those conditions together, crammed in one body. You can't just get better in like 2 minutes or so.
That's true.
Yes, you can take painkillers like to punguza, but it will take time. It will take time. And it just doesn't take time like, okay, I have malaria, let me just sit and I wait. Tomorrow I'll be okay. No, you have to take medicine, there are some specific things you have to do in order to get well. And in
drink yogurt.
Drink water.
If you have malaria, drink yogurt.
Or water.
Or water.
Yes.
Yeah. Always drink water.
In this situation, the steps that you need to take. Remember, you are still talking about.
Say something.
Okay, say something.
Okay, so when he was talking about pain, and I realized when he said that you can take painkillers and that helps, but it doesn't do much. It's because pain is it's a response. It's your body's way of telling you there's something wrong somewhere, and that's why sometimes you can go and be like, I'm feeling pain in my neck, but the problem is your back. You know what I mean? Like, pain is your body's way of telling you that something is wrong. And so in the same way, when you're hurting emotionally or psychologically, that is your heart and your soul's way of telling you, hey, something is wrong somewhere. Somebody wounded us somewhere, or we wounded ourselves, because spoiler alert, that happens. And so that's your heart and your soul's way of saying, hey, something is wrong somewhere here, and we cannot keep functioning the way we normally are without bringing this to your attention, which is why triggers happen. Because, you know, it's like, for example, you know, if you get like tonsillitis 3 times in a year, they take out your tonsils. Yeah, so it's kind of like the same thing, where it's like there is a problem here and you need to fix it, and if you don't fix it, well, we're gonna get our tonsils removed. So yeah, so that's just something I wanted to bring up, is that when you're hurting, don't ignore it. I know that one thing that people, that we like to do as human beings, I don't want to say especially in our day and age, because I think it's something that's always been there, is pretend that words or things that have happened to us, especially in the past, like maybe 2-3 years ago, we try to pretend those things don't still hurt us, but they do. And so it's important to like deal with it as best as you can. So yeah.
So in short, what Sarah is saying, anything that happens 3 times, you'll have your tonsils removed.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. If you break your hand 3 times, your tonsils are gonna get removed. Yep, that's the law of medicine. I didn't make it up. That's just how it is, guys. I'm sorry. Anyway, you were saying.
Where was I?
You were talking about
Yes.
what to do, I think.
There are steps to take, or just one step, really. Because we've been talking about taking the leap.
Yes.
And last Sunday we discussed about doing something that you haven't done because you fear. This time we're talking about being willing to let your problems be taken care of by one person and one person only.
Your doctor. Was that not the answer?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You take
But the doctor of doctors, Jesus Christ himself.
Oh, that was good. That was my high five. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
My hands are cold.
Same.
And, well, people can be like, huh? So you want to tell me, Nikiana, I don't know, this example is just too much today. However, takunambia niko na malaria, just pray to Jesus and then he'll heal me. Well,
Yes.
yes.
But yes. Yeah. You see, when he made the world, yeah, he put certain systems in place, and some of those systems are what we use for science, technology, engineering, and mechanics, which is what is trying to think of a big word. Which is what is used. Couldn't think of a big word. Which is what is used in the application of medicine. And so, technically, did Jesus heal you? No, but technically, did he? Yes.
And
You're
let's also think of it back in the days. They didn't have neurosurgeons, did they?
No.
Yeah.
They just had people that would drill your head.
Ugh. Imagine somebody. Okay. Back to topic. Jesus, back in the day, like wherever he went, people of all sorts of problems came to him. Somebody had demons. Somebody was blind. Somebody couldn't walk.
Somebody was bleeding.
Somebody was bleeding.
Someone had leprosy.
Someone was dead.
Leprosy was kind of like coronavirus.
Someone was dead.
Yeah.
And that hurts also.
Was it just one person?
No.
Who was the other one?
There is Jairus' daughter. There is that other Lazarus.
Oh.
I
I thought Jairus' daughter was just sleeping.
No, she was dead. But then Jesus said she's sleeping, so that people think like, it's sleeping, but in real sense, dead. Yes. Also being dead, hurts. It's painful because your soul is no longer in your body. But
Wait a second. What do you mean being dead is painful?
it's painful because let's say
And how do you know this information?
simple. You want to
You've been dead.
No, you want to be a doctor like in future, right? Then at the age of 18 something happens and boop.
So that's painful?
Yes, because you didn't accomplish what you wanted to. Hello?
My brain has stopped working. Okay, so let me get this straight. You, having never been a dead person, right? You have never been a dead person, knows for a fact that when you die, it is painful for you.
It's painful for everybody. For the people who had high hopes, let's say
Okay, what if I die at the age of 60?
60. Well, if you've accomplished your purpose, then you die in peace. That's why people say rest in peace, because it's painful. Peace. We pray for peace.
Peace and pain are not. It's heart and heal. That's not the same thing.
Oh, people say rest in peace. Indio. When you don't have peace, you're not okay. When
You're
not
uncomfortable.
Okay, exactly.
You're sad.
And that's hurting. Uncomfortable. Hurting.
Uncomfortable and hurting are not the same thing. If I was doing this,
You said it yourself.
if I was doing this,
That's uncomfortable.
it gets uncomfortable. But am I hurting you?
No.
Exactly.
Still,
You just proved my point.
she used the word uncomfortable in describing hurting, so I am using her own word.
We're talking about hurting, not pain. I'm tired, guys.
So yes, when you
Go to Jesus.
When you die, okay. So when you die, go to Jesus. Okay, no, that's when you're dead inside, like emotionally, Sasa. It hurts. It hurts.
Where
Imagine.
did this come from? You were talking about physical death.
Yes.
Which is why I was disagreeing with you. But if you're talking about emotional death, that's a different thing.
It still hurts. Okay? When you are dead inside, by dead inside I mean you feel like checky. You get that feeling. I can't explain that feeling using.
I'm fine. Just continue talking.
I can't explain that feeling using words. So the feeling of that one. It hurts a lot, but then it takes time to get over it, because that feeling of is what makes people think of things like suicide and all that.
I think it's a little bit. It's a little bit more nuanced than but sure.
She has given me that word, but I can't pronounce it. So to get over it, you need to talk to somebody, and maybe that person is a parent or something or something.
A therapist.
Or a therapist.
If you can afford one,
If
please.
you can afford one.
Please.
Or you can also talk to Jesus. You can pray, and well, Christ is the answer. So you can already tell where I'm going with this. Whichever problem you have, it's not too tough for Jesus to solve, because if he healed somebody who had leprosy, if he raised somebody who was dead, I'll use an example last week, although it's not even hurting, but if he actually walked on water, don't people hear?
How does walking on...
I'm saying an example that doesn't include hurting.
Yes, I understand. But how does walking on water, what does that have to do with hurting and healing?
I'm saying if Jesus could do all that, there's nothing that he can't do, okay?
Okay.
He defied physics, he defied science,
Sure.
he defied biology, brought somebody
Right.
back to life. In short,
Is
Sarah,
that biology?
yes, because
Dead people, that's
dead
biology.
cells, your cells die, they start decomposing. Even Martha was
But I
saying,
feel like that should be a completely different thing.
Martha said that Lazarus is smelling.
No, I understand. I get you. But it feels like that should be I feel like dead people and dead things should be different from like normal biology. You know, like normal biology, just being born and how people get born and all that jazz. So I feel like there should be a step. Actually, but you know what? It kind of makes sense because life is. Never mind. You were saying.
The ideology. Anyway, so whatever problem you have, in short, whatever problem you have, first pray. That's taking a leap, because you have taken a leap of faith, not like a literal leap. Because let's say you have a problem, but then you think it can't be solved. Then you pray, then you get a solution.
Not even that it can't be solved. I think, especially with, because I mean, I know that we are, even as we talk about this, the things that everybody who's watching has in mind, the things everybody in the class, yes, you guys, the things that everybody has in mind when I talk about hurting is not physical things. It's things that have hurt you emotionally and psychologically. And I think that one of the, especially when you try to be so strong, one of the things that hurts the most, or one of the things that really makes you realize how bad it is when you say it out loud. You know? Like, have you ever had something that if I say this out loud, like, this is bad. You know what I mean? But you've never, ever in your entire life.
I don't remember.
You've lived a good life. Anyway, like there are times when I'm pretty sure the times we've all experienced, like you don't even want to tell your friends or your siblings or your parents because saying it out loud is almost making it real. Is like recognizing, oh, this happened to me, or oh, this person that I care, that I love, or even a complete stranger did this to me, and now I have to deal with that. And so saying it out loud, even if you're just praying and asking God for help or asking him to just help you deal with what's going on inside, you still have to say like, this happened to me and I need help because I realize I can't do it alone. And that those two things, saying it out loud and asking for help, are some of the hardest things when it comes to being emotionally and psychologically wounded. So yeah.
While she deals with the emotional and psychological part, because
He's gonna talk about malaria.
I'm not gonna, not malaria, but something almost related. It's physical. Relax. Let's use a story that is completely irrelevant. The story of Bartimaeus. I know it doesn't make sense to be like, what does he have to do with all this? First, he was blind, and everybody like in that town knew that he was blind, and there was nothing that, well, they could do to help him, and there's nothing that he could do to help himself. But then when Jesus was passing by, he was like, is that Jesus? And then he decided to call, like, hey,
on the phone?
Jesus! No, like, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. Then
He was blind,
Yes.
not dumb.
I imagine that's how he was talking.
I
okay?
don't think that's how he was talking.
You can just roll with it. And the people are like, hey, keep quiet, man. That actually hurts. Like, yo, I'm trying to get help and you're trying to stop me from getting this help. What is wrong
Yeah.
with you people?
Yeah.
Are you actually human enough? Now the emotional part. Are you human enough? I'm trying to get help. But then you people don't want me to get the help.
You should have just stuck with talking normal.
But
When
then,
you did the voice, it threw me off.
But then he knew that without like taking that leap of faith, he wouldn't get his healing. And so, as the Bible said, shouted all the more. I'm not going to shout.
You should. Shout in the voice. Let's hear you shout in the voice.
Since Sarah is pressuring me to do so, it will
Yes.
hurt her feelings if I
Yes.
don't.
Yes, it
so
will.
you'll
It
say,
will.
Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. Then people are like, keep quiet. Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. I hope it makes sense. Then Jesus was like, what'd you say, bro? And then, well, he got his healing. So he went from a blind person begging on by the roadside to somebody who can actually walk and be like, I see you, literally, pun intended. And yeah, if he didn't take that leap, he wouldn't be healed, and he would
Right.
still be in his, yeah.
Blindness?
Mm.
He would still be in his blindness.
Mm.
That's what you're saying.
I guess it also hurts that you can't see. No, not as in it hurts like your eyes, as in it hurts like, let's say.
No, I understand. Like
let's
the
say,
inconveniences
I
of
have
being
to I have to
blind.
use this example.
Okay.
Let's say you have a blind friend,
Okay.
then
I have had
somebody
one.
come like, oh, umeona ile kitu pale.
Actually, blind people aren't usually offended by that because they
Some
completely.
are.
I
Some
mean,
are.
some are, especially if you're newly blind.
Mm.
And you just kind of expect it. But a lot of people, especially people that were born blind,
they-
they even say,
they
yeah, I
understand.
was watching TV the other day. Like, it's...
Actually, some
Yeah.
of them do.
Mm-hmm.
By putting their hand on the speaker, then the vibrations.
They listen. That's listening to music.
Well, they also watch. They know what's happening.
Anyway, sorry for that short little detour that we took. God knows where. But yes, Jesus is the answer. Ministries. No, I'm just joking. Jesus is the answer. He's been through it. The guy was a teenager. And if anybody has a lot of emotions they do not understand it as teenagers. And he was also on earth for a really long time. And he was 100% human. I know there's this like big debate about whether Jesus was more God, that he was 100% human. He was also 100% God. So do with that information what you will. But if anybody understands what you're going through, it's him. Even heartbreak. Yes.
Even malaria.
Even malaria. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend dumped you. You're going through a tough time with your family or with your friends. He gets it. So talk to him. Bring it to him. much like how talking to you, yes sir.
Or for those people who are lucky enough to get a job, then you get fired or get laid off. It hurts.
Thank you for that. Yep, that as well. Cause what was I gonna say? You've made me forget what I was going to say. Yes, because and the thing is, just in the same way that telling your friends sometimes doesn't do anything, you leave the conversation and you're like, oh wow, okay, so I told them and they didn't really help me. But especially if they're people that you love and it's people that you trust, you always leave the conversation feeling less alone. And that's one of the things that really helps with healing, is knowing that you're not the only one there. It's scientifically proven. People that are in the hospital and are visited by more people tend to heal faster than people that aren't. That's just a fact. That is an absolute fact. And I mean, if you're in the hospital with malaria, you're more likely to heal quicker. If your family and your friends come visit you and they bring you fruits, because for some reason Kenyans don't bring flowers to the hospital, they bring fruits. Could you guys please explain? I do not understand where that came from.
You can't eat flowers. That's the importantness. You can't get vitamins through flowers, so they bring fruits.
But like, if I'm in the hospital and I'm on the drip and you bring me fruits, they're doing as much good as flowers. They're just going to sit there and look at me.
Ain't you going to eat
them? Later. But every time I've been in hospital, which is quite a few too many for me to start counting right now, but every time I've been in hospital, from the time I was a kid till now, I have the fruits that are usually brought by people are eaten by somebody else. So the next time I'm in hospital, hopefully that's in like 5 years, at least, at the very least. My body is constantly breaking down. The next time I'm in hospital, please don't bring me fruits, just bring me flowers. But anyway, yes, so I know that sometimes talking to Jesus is like, well, I'm talking to an invisible person and he's not gonna see me, and like, what am I saying? No, sometimes talking about it is just as good as, I don't know, you just feel less alone, and that helps. That goes a long way. So yeah. Also, he's God, so if he decides to just a touch or a word from him, just like with Jairus' daughter and Bartimaeus and Lazarus and so many other people that we don't even know. There are miracles that have never been recorded of Jesus. So just like those people, with just a word or a touch, he can heal you. And even if he doesn't, it is better for you in your heart, for you to speak to him and let him know what's going on, than to just keep it to yourself and let it fester and rot, much like the tetanus he brought up earlier. Right?
They say, by they I mean old guys who wrote proverbs, not as in Solomon, as in
Solomon.
No, those other proverbs that were made later on. I don't know if it's in the Bible, but there's a proverb somewhere that says, not even a proverb, something that says, a problem shared is a problem half solved.
Yes. That's not, I don't think that's in proverb.
Something was said like that back in the day.
No, you're right.
Anyway, share your problems to Jesus. Like, call unto him. Call unto him and I'll answer you and I'll share you great and unsearchable things that you don't know about. There's a verse. You
just said the verse.
Yes.
I don't know why you're like second guessing yourself.
No, I'm trying to remember which. It's Jeremiah something. 33:3 or something.
Great stuff.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
That's it, guys.
That's it.
We've talked and we're officially tapped out. Yeah. So if you're hurting, if you're in pain, first of all, we're sorry for whatever it is that you're going through. And yeah, take it to Jesus. And if you can't see a therapist, please go see a therapist. That always helps. Um, what else? Yeah, talk to your friends and your family, the people that you trust with what you're going through. But most importantly, take it to Jesus. Because He knows and He understands. Now I'm tapped out.
Okay, to pick up from wherever she has left.
I ended it. I didn't leave it anywhere.
She put a full stop on it. I
Yes.
took that full stop and threw it somewhere far ahead. When you take it to Jesus, that is like a leap of faith, right? Because He already knows your problem. But when you tell Him, it's like tell Him like, I know I'm going through this. I can't handle it. I need your help. Because let's face it, you need, let's say, 100 bob, sindio? And you don't tell anybody that you need 100 bob. Utaipata vipi unless you rob a bank, of which you get more than 100 bob, but then it has its own consequences. So tell somebody. When you tell Jesus, like, He's like, okay, you need my help, as you wish, brother. I mean, son. Jesus is our brother, isn't it? It says that we are brothers with Christ. As you wish, brother or sister or ma'am.
Non-binary.
And yeah, that's why I put my full stop.
So he wasn't tapped out, but now he is. Thank you for watching 1320. We absolutely love having conversations with you and conversations with each other. My drink is finished. I am not touching that again. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you next week.
And I guess Sarah has to pray this time.
Fine. Okay, let's rise and pray. Please close your eyes. I won't, just for personal reasons, but please do close your eyes. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you that you've taken care of us and that you've blessed us. We thank you for the gift of life, the gift of peace. We thank you for the gift of contentment and the gift of joy. We thank you that you have allowed us to live and exist, and we thank you for all the joys that have come with that. Today we lift up everybody who may not be feeling the gifts that I mentioned earlier: peace, contentment, even joy. We pray for them and we lift them up before you, for the pain that they are going through, whether that is pain that is self-inflicted or that is pain that somebody else inflicted on them, whether that is pain that they've been feeling for a while or it's pain that is recent, whether it's something they've been dealing with for a really long time or it's something that just started and they have no idea how to deal with it. I pray that you will be with them, that you will show up at their bedside, the side of their office. May you show up in all of the places they run to cry, and may you show them that they're not alone. I pray that you will give them the strength to have the conversation about what's going on, not just with you, but with everybody, with the people that they trust around them. And I pray that you will give them the strength to keep going, and that you will give them the peace and the contentment that they so greatly desire. I pray for those that may be struggling with feelings of worthlessness or feelings of pain towards a particular group of people or towards one person simply because of what they've gone through. I pray that, oh God, you will take that away and that you will enable them to be able to live their lives free of that pain and free of those feelings of self-doubt and self-loathing, and that the heart will just be a part of their story and not what defines them. Pray that you will take care of them and you bless them. May you bless the rest of us who may or may not be also going through pain. I pray that you'll enable us to be there for those that are going through pain in our lives. Enable us to love, enable us to be a safe space for the people that need us to be. And that when our time comes, that we will remember what we've talked about today and that we will come to you. And we will go to the people that you've put in our lives to take care of us and to love us. Be with each and every one of us and give us an incredible week. May things turn around this week for the people that really, really need it. And even for the people that don't think they need it, but they do. In Jesus' name I do pray and believe.
Amen.
Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your day.
Sing, yes, kid.
It's a problem-free.
A problem-free
philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
But in my you're singing Hakuna Matata.
You ruined it.
Just in case you
Oh
watched.
gosh.
Wait, did you watch Lion King back in the day?
No! Lion King came out in the 90s.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. But nice.
There's another
What
Hakuna
is
Matata.
this singing? It's a song I watched.
Swahili wasn't a language back then, I don't think. Because Swahili came from,
Oh, the Arabs and the...
yeah, when they came here. So it was like what, Arabic and Giriama? So I
Okay.
do not think Swahili was invented.
Akeni Schmatist.